Hey Internet, it's Benny G from the Pedalhead Show. Hope you're having a great day. I got you guys a little sound demonstration, tone battle, if you might say, between two awesome chorus pedals. We have the Ibanez SC10, and we also got the Boss Ce2. If this is your first time to the channel, please hit like, consider subscribing, and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with my content that I bring out if you're interested in guitar pedals, guitars, music production, or bad jokes. Anyways, so if we look down here on the board, we have the Boss Ce2 and the Ibanez SC10. They're in series in an effects loop with my Line 6 Helix. I'm using a very clean Gramataco. It's a GSG amp that's in the Helix. It's kind of like a Dumble style amp. I have a little bit of reverb, not too much. We're gonna hear this with my super modified Squire by Fender Classic Vibe from 2021. We got a Hot Rails pickup here. We got two Fender 50s, and we'll just be going between the tones to get some of that good rockin' 80s metal stuff and some awesome John Mayer-esque Stratty tones. All right, so let's look down at the board. I'll plug this in and we'll get rocking with the tone battle between the Ibanez SC10 and the Boss Ce2. So I have both of the pedals down here set to noon. Let's hear the Boss Ce2 so get an idea of what legendary chorus sounds like. Gonna bring in some digital delay. All right, that gives you an idea. Now we're gonna hear the SC10. This is a modified Boss Ce2 that's reminiscent of a Boss Ce2 that's made in Taiwan. So it has the MN3207 chip, not the MN3007. So the difference you're gonna hear is a little bit less headroom and a little bit more noise and a little bit more fidelity. Here we go. There's also a little bit more wobble with the SC10, and I think it's because we have a choice of controlling the delay time. So if you guys are familiar with chorus pedals, it's your normal signal, a vibratoed signal, usually in a sine wave or a triangle, okay? And that is also delayed, or how wide that triangle is how much delay time it's adding to the bucket brigade circuit. And then the bucket brigade circuit is controlled by the LFO, low frequency oscillator. Now, the super stereo chorus by Ibanez gives you a delay knob, so you can kind of choose a more CE2-esque sound if you crank that delay time a little bit more. So let's try that out. That's like identical, but as you hear, the stereo chorus has a kind of a wavering thing that's not really in the Boss Ce2. if I crank up the speed and the depth stays where it is, you'll actually hear it. It'll sound kind of like more like a Leslie thing. Now, if we bring up the speed and the rate, try to get the same idea, we can't adjust the delay time on the Boss CE2. It's kind of, disappointing because you think that with Boss CE2s, with Boss's old pedals, they would like bring out a Boss CE2D for like have like a little delay knob right in the center there, kind of reminiscent of the PH1 phaser, how they made the PH1R to have a Renaissance. Is that the word? I think so. Anyways, a res knob to basically give you more of a range and control. I think a 2-knob pedal looks cool, but a 3-knob pedal with something else from the for Boss CE2 would be better. Better than a Boss CE3, right, guys? Oh yeah. So here's a little faster rate and more depth for that Leslie thing. That same thing we got from the SC10. Now, if you're words are hard. If you're playing this like out in a gig environment and you had both these pedals on these two settings, no one would tell the difference. Like I can't barely even, but I can because I know what to look for. So now, if Leslie speakers aren't your thing, and we want to get more like Flanger-esque tones, as you know, a flanger is pretty much a chorus pedal that has a resonance knob or feedback knob, and basically this gives you that kind of filtering effect. But if you turn that off, you basically have manual, which is your delay time. You have rate and depth for your oscillator. So a flanger pedal, sometimes the best chorus is a flanger pedal, but the flanger usually has less delay time than a chorus pedal. Chorus pedals are usually between 30 milliseconds, flanger between, high as 20 maybe. But as we hear with the stereo chorus, we can kind of get kind of flanger-esque tones if we crank up that depth, make the rate go really slow like an envelope filter, and we bring down that delay time to really low. To a really low amount. So let's just try to get some flanger sounds. So a little bit more. Now, with a Boss CE2, it's kind of made so that way when you bring the rate down or up, it increases the delay time. So that way you always have kind of like a good chunk of delay, and you can understand that the rate's not going to always just sound like a tremolo. The best way to get a flanger sound out of a Boss CE2 is do the Adam Jones Boss CE2W sound by having a slower rate and higher depth. But like I said, if we increase that rate time with the Boss CE2, it's also going to affect the delay time so that we have a little bit more delay time. Ease off on the depth. Now, both the Boss CE1 and the SC10 both use, Bucket Brigade 100, 1024 stage chips, and they both use the JRC 4558D dual op amp, but the stereo chorus actually uses three, but two for the output. Now, why is that? Because this is a stereo pedal. Gives you true stereo, not that, jazz revette kind of stereo where one side is clean, others is just your wet vibrato signal, as Boss usually puts it. But it's like a Boss CE3 on that second setting that gives you true stereo by having your chorus and a inverted chorus on the other side. And then the only downfall for that, in my opinion, is that the SC10 has a little bit more output, because when you plug it into mono, it kind of just doubles the signal. So you get a little bit more output. If you're using a digital effects pedal like the Helix or the Kemper or something like that, you can obviously adjust your effects loop levels. So, you have that on play, or you can use a true bypass loop that has a volume knob on it to bring that down. But as you hear, the stereo chorus is a little bit more louder than a Boss Ce2. Let's check this out. You guys can only guess what digital delay you're hearing. And I'll give you one hint. It ain't from the Helix. Now, as you do bring up that delay time on the SC10, it kind of affects the depth knob to have a little bit more intensity. So keeping it around, 12 to 3 o'clock is kind of a good place to have it. But as you hear, it has that wow, 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 wow in it, kind of like a Cool Leslie thing. But the Boss CE2, come on, foot, work, foot. Try not to get any copyright when you try to play chorus songs, because play songs with the chorus, because there's so many iconic songs that are out there that have chorus on them, and you can't help but play them. Like, there you go. That's a little touch for you. All right. So enough of me blabbing. I'm just gonna put the mic over here, and we're gonna enjoy some Boss CE2 and CS10 goodness. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What chorus pedal would you put on your board? Which one do you like more, or which one you might like less, or which one's better? I'm interested to hear your guys' comments. All right, here we go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this sound demo tone battle between the Boss CE2 and the SC10. I love both pedals. They both sound great. Boss Ce2 is tried and true, made in Japan, black label, as vintage and cool as it gets. The Super Stereo chorus is from 1986. It's made in Taiwan version. Sounds awesome. Uses the JRC chipset. You know, they're both blue. What can you do when they're both blue? They look exactly the same. They sound awesome. They're both tweakable. I'd say the SC10 is the one I'll take on the road. The Boss Ce2 will hang out at home because honestly, like, you know, the CS10 gives you that tone. You guys heard it, gives you that sound and a little bit more versatility with the delay time, a little bit more rate and depth on tap. Even though in the circuit they both use 100K pots in the rate and depth pot area. So I mean, like, there's something else in there. And if I ever wanted to run a stereo rig live, you know, or a wet, dry, wet, having a stereo chorus is awesome. You can find these SC10s on Reverb for about $150 or 200 sometimes. And, you know, Boss Ce2s go for like a lot of money, like $300. Same price as a Boss CE2W. So, I mean, you can have some options. You can buy that one, or you can buy this one, or you can buy that other one. All chorus pedals sound good. They're all made off of the same, you know, bucket brigade. Bleh. They're all made off of the same bucket brigade circuitry, unless you get digital. And digital is great. I mean, like, here we got digital. This is the Helix version of the Boss CE1. All right. Well, thanks for watching this episode of the Pedalhead Show. Hope you had a great time. I know I sure did. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't yet. Be good for you guys to join the Pedalhead Show family. I'm going to play you guys off with one of my favorite chorus songs, more of a modern one. Can you guess who did it? I'm playing a Strat. You guys guess who done this song? leave it in the comments below. All right, keep rocking, stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care. I'm Benny G. And that's a wrap. Oh my gosh, guys, we just did it. Oh my, wow. It took like 3 days to do this. I swear I had the best fun of doing this. I love chorus. I love chorus. Check out the next episode of the Pedalhead Show to enjoy some real chorus. And we'll also compare this with the Boss CE2 and the CS10, since it does have a 70 setting, 80 setting, and a delay knob. This is the chorus you want. Trust me, that's the chorus you wish you had. I know, it's okay. All right, anyways, you guys stuck around this long. Why the chicken cross the road? To get to the